Cheers and welcome my friends to the next Patron's Choice series where patrons decide what I play, and the game that has won this Patron's Choice is Banished. If you're not familiar with Banished, it is a game done by one single person, one very talented programmer, created the whole game, created every asset, programmed his own engine for this. Very, very impressive game. And it is a game that is basically a city builder, but with sort of a twist. So you play as a group of people that have been banished from civilization. You try to rebuild that. And it has a very heavy theme on sustainability. So resources will run out. You can very easily starve just by overdoing your growth. It's a really nice game, and it's one where you can relax a bit, and we'll do that. I mean, we're not going to do it too relaxing, so we're going to go harsh climate, which makes it a lot more difficult. We're going to have disasters on. We're going to have a hard game with less people, less tools, less everything. We're going to call this Gidmarkia, after the person that actually nominated Banished. We're going to play on valleys. There are mountains here, which is quite a bit more difficult, but that's the only thing that I'm going to take for making it a little bit easier and more chill on me. And then terrain size, you can go small, medium, large. The smaller you take the map, the more difficult it gets. Climate, go harsh, disasters are on, starting conditions can be put down to easy, where you have a lot more starting things. You, for example, to plant a certain type of tree, fruit tree for example, you first need to buy seeds, otherwise no trees. And on hard, you do not start with any seeds for farming, so we'll have to buy that from passing traders. Right, so let's jump into this. Gidmarkia is going to be a nice place. I've been following this game for a long while. At some point I was thinking about switching from philosophy to game design, actually, and I was like reading through tons and tons of articles on Gamer Sutra, and one of the articles there was like a development blog about this game, and then I kept following it, and it's actually a game that has done really good things for Cool18's channel, and it is also like a game where Cool18 excels at let's playing it, and I've always very much admired that. He can make a game like this super interesting to watch as a series, and I kind of always have measured my own level of let's playing ability compared to his and compared to Marbozier's, and there are like multiple levels of commentary for me. So at the very basic level of commentary, you kind of only comment what's going on. Whereas on the higher levels, you also talk about why you're doing things and how things relate to each other, what kind of strategies you're following. And if you tried it for yourself, it's actually very hard to like stay on a higher commentary level than the level 1. And that's why I'm also going to try to keep these episodes fairly short, so that I can keep up my concentration and really deliver the best commentary that I can make happen. Alright, so this is our map. This is our group of people. They all have no houses at the moment. This game is actually pretty interesting because it has like a customizable UI. So there are lots of different windows that you can put on here, and that you can then put wherever you want. So we're gonna have this. So this is our town. We have 50 people without homes. We have 8 adults with 0 students. And we have 7 children. Children will eventually grow up. And the management of population is a really, really big part of Banished. So you can bring yourself into a really calamitous situation if you don't have enough children. All your adults die, and suddenly there are no longer enough people to fill all the jobs. So having sort of this boom-bust cycle in terms of population is a very common theme. Students, if you educate your children, they will work a lot faster when they're adults. We have all kinds of resources over here. So we have logs, we have stone, and we have iron. Those are the basic resources. Then we have also coal at some point. I hope we have firewood. People need that to heat their houses. We have tools. If people will use tools, and that'll make them a lot faster. And once their tools break down, they either have to replace them, or if they have no tools, they work significantly slower. So running out of tools is never a good idea. The same as with clothing. People can actually freeze to death. And since we're in a harsh climate, that is definitely going to be a really, really big and important part of the game. Try to keep people warm with clothing. You can make clothing out of furs, So and other textiles as well. I think cotton is a thing here. Stored medicine, that's something that we need to look after. Our people can get sick and they can very easily die. Like, this has sort of a medieval-ish flair. We have 1200 units of stored food. We have no units of stored alcohol. The general health is pretty good and the general happiness is pretty good. We only have 5 degrees at this point and it's early spring. And as time progresses through the year, things will get progressively difficult. Let's check the map. We're going to put that below this. So we are like next to a big lake. Probably good for farming. And then there's always one river going through the map. This is where the traders will show up. So we'll have to build like a dock over here to get that trader to do things. There's a bit of a shallow river connecting that lake with that thing. That's interesting. And then there's another lake over here. We can build bridges, and we probably have to, because that lake is pretty much cutting our map in half. Yeah, let's just see where there's like a nice large flat area where we can put our town. But I think this is actually pretty good. We can like build sort of a mini Venice-ish area with just this. There's a bit of a smaller hill. So the problem is you can't really bring down the hills. You have to, yeah, there's no way to change the elevation level for this, which is a bit of a problem, I think. Alright, we're also going to bring up the jobs window. I'm going to put that on the upper right corner. So the laborers are non-specialized people. They will just go out, collect resources, all that kind of stuff. The jobs are fairly self-explanatory. If anyone in the job dies and you have 3 laborers, they will automatically take up that job to fill that gap. So going down to 0 laborers is actually not a good idea. You always want to have some people in this pool so that the economy can keep on running fairly well. Okay, so we got this, and then you can also place limits on the production of certain resources. Not sure if we really need to have this up at all times. I think not. We'll just leave it as is, but what we want is the event log. So this will tell us when people die, when certain resources are low, all that kind of stuff. Toggle pop-up notifications of death by old age. Yes, please. That would be nice. I wanna know when people die. That's gonna be good. Right, so we're here. We gotta first look after shelter for our people. We have the storage cart. That's what we arrived with, I guess. We have firewood. We have some coats. We have some tools. We have some potatoes on here. Not too many things here because we have the hard start. Right, so let's go ahead and plonk down some houses. We don't need that many in the beginning, so we're gonna just, I think, live with 4 houses here. Now the thing is, you can have a lot of people who live in the same house, but then the reproduction is not going to be all that great because they're just going to be, I guess they're very shy people, and if they're bunched up, they're not going to have a lot of kids, and that can lead to some severe problems if you're not careful. Because yeah, as I said, if you don't have enough laborers coming back up as children, you're not going to be able to fill all your jobs, and then your economy is going to fall apart. So this is just the basic town stuff. What I want to do is we want a storage barn. That's going to be one of the central elements of our town here, I think. This is a really nice spot to have like a living quarter and stuff. Maybe we'll just do this. Maybe we'll just put the barn right behind this thing. That's going to be good, I think. So it's gonna be that. The roads will actually let people move faster, so compared to other games there is actually some sense in building roads. And then what we could probably do as well is just put like a general storage area, a stockpile over here next to the barn, so we have all our stockpiles like combined. People don't have to walk very far for this. We're gonna have lots and lots of different stockpiles. So that's fine for now. We don't want to go overly crazy with what we do. Now, there are 2 ways of really getting food in this game. You can either go and get everything you need from the woods, which is pretty sustainable. The game definitely has a message about sustainability. Or you can go for agriculture, which is a lot more prone for disaster, but it also has a lot more potential in terms of food production and stuff. So, yeah. I do want to put down a fishing dock because we're like very conveniently placed right next to the river. So why not make use of that? So you can overfish, so it's generally not a good idea to have like a lot of these, but some are not too bad. Let's go ahead, build a road to connect this. Not all of these need to be built right away, so what we're gonna do is pause this. Stockpile doesn't need to be built, it's right there. We are gonna pause the barn. I'm mainly just laying this out. The main importance here are the houses. The houses need to happen. So for this, we're gonna need... yeah, I mean, I don't generally just want to remove resources, so we'll go a little bit selectively. We'll go for this, we'll go for stone. Yeah, maybe remove resources is not such a bad idea. So we'll do this, just clean out this little area over here. What we probably want to do is... you can build tunnels, so we would be able to tunnel through this thing, that would be okay, and then maybe put a gatherer and someone to chop down wood for us down here. One of the things that we definitely need is a woodcutter. So this guy will make firewood out of logs that he finds. And that is in general a very, very important job in the settlement. Probably want to have this guy very close to the stockpile. Might not be a bad idea to have him right here. Although this does look like a nice place for a bridge. You can build bridges. They're very, very expensive though. Wooden bridge. So if we were to build a bridge here, cannot be placed in this location. Needs to be pretty long. Maybe this is not the best place for a bridge. We kind of want to make it a bit shorter here. I think a bridge is going to be good here, just to connect the two sides. It is a pretty expensive thing to build, so we're going to pause it for now. Just want to like do a bit of the layout here. Very good, nice, nice. We also probably want to plan out the trading depot, so we know what we're going to do. Where is that? Over here? No, those are tunnels. That's the boarding house. Here, trading post. We're gonna need that, and I think it should be fairly central in our town. Yeah, that's difficult. It's somewhat difficult to keep that in a proper spot. We could do this, like have it over here. That looks nice. Ah, damn it. Do we want to do this? I like it actually. It gives the town like a nice lived-in look right away. So we'll do that. We'll put that down. This also creates the need for like a second road. That's probably not even all that bad. Like having just double roads on this side could be fine. Dirt road, and then can we still place the firewood building here? Yeah, we can actually. It looks nice. We'll put that here, so we have like a nice central place. Could probably use some more storage area here too. Maybe we'll do this. Maybe we'll actually build like a second bridge here too. Oi, cannot be placed, really. Alright then, yeah, we won't go for bridges. We'll have to build this up pretty soon, because we also want more logs, but it isn't a super high importance building. Okay, so I think we can unpause. We're gonna create one builder. The rest of the people are gonna be laborers, so they'll go over here, they'll get their tools, they get their coats, so they won't freeze. And then things are gonna kick off. We're gonna need a forester. Preferably somewhere up here. A little bit away from the town center. Now the thing is, they have to live somewhere, so I'll just create my usual like forester thingy here. So we're gonna stop this. 2 foresters lodges, I think. Now what was the ideal combination? There was something like that. Let me just save this. Yeah, save that one. just on an empty slot. Let me just check one of the older ones. So I played this over here, the Town of Sadness. We'll just load this real quick because there's an optimal composition for gatherers, herbalists, and the other guys. Let me just check this. This is a fairly advanced town. Okay, so here are my little things. So 1 forester, 2 houses, a gatherer, 2 gatherers. Okay, 2 gatherers, 1 forester, and then we can also put an herbalist in there. Okay, 2 gatherers, 1 forester lodge. Okay, got it. Very good. Let's return to Gidmarkia. That's fine. This is a very unforgiving game, so I better get it right. I should definitely get it right. So the gatherers are going to be very, very important for us, because they're going to be a main source for our food, and the gatherers are also pretty great because they'll give you a very wide variety of food things. So they'll give you onions, they'll give you roots, they'll give you berries, all that kind of good stuff, and that'll keep your people fairly healthy throughout the seasons of the year. Whereas if you go for agriculture, you're gonna have a lot of problems just like keeping the food that they get diverse enough that it's good for them. Okay, so we'll build that road over here. We probably want to stop these for now. I want to get the houses done first, like the very first thing that we can. What else do we need? Yeah, we need some houses over here for our wood, for our foresters and stuff. So let's put 2 over here, and then we really want to build out the herbalist. So these are gatherers. The herbalist will go out into the woods and just gather like some medicine and stuff. That's actually pretty nice. We don't want to make this too big, but like having sort of these wood settlements is actually pretty nifty. We're gonna stop this. We have some herbs, actually no, we have no stored medicine. Okay, that's not good. But yeah, we'll keep these houses over here, or maybe this whole settlement for a little while. I think that should be okay. So let's make that a thing. These guys will go out, they will start to collect all the resources in the area. We could just tear down the storage cart and then they would unload that into the barn and such, but it's not necessary as of yet. Let's go up to a higher speed to actually get something done in this first episode. Still all homeless. Let's hope the builder starts building right away, so we get this kind of stuff done. What? No. Don't transport anything to the trading post. Ignore that. Ignore that, people. It's not important. These are all paused as well. Yeah. Go for the house. I'm just trying to get like a nice layout for our town. Gonna be good. Yeah, reserve of logs is low. We're gonna see that a lot until we have like a steady supply from our foresters' lodges. Okay, so here's the first house. Got all the things it needs, and it's gonna go up very soon. Like if we get 4 houses, it's gonna be enough for the amount of people. Like we have just a few families. Okay, they're gonna be all right. It's gonna be good. Come on, people. You can do this. Might have to tear more things down. Doesn't look like we have enough resources here. Want to keep the builders busy. Okay, that's the second house that has all the resources it needs, so the builder will go ahead and do this. We're gonna need a fair amount of wood actually. It's a lot of wood that we're gonna use. So let's continue harvesting trees here. Can harvest that. Harvest these things. If it is inside of a building slot, they will remove all that kind of stuff automatically that is blocking the building there. A nice thing is that we can basically have a second fisherman just fishing from that lake, and they will have very... it's going to be very difficult for them to overfish the areas, which is good. I like that. So we probably want to remove these resources. Ah, we can't because they're already auto-marked for removal. Okay. More stuff is happening over here. Come on, builder. We could go for a second builder, but I kind of like more people on the job of just cutting things down and such. I don't think it's necessary to have that many builders in the beginning. Get our houses up, and that's going to be good. What are you? Reserve of firewood is low. Yeah, we'll probably have to get the firewood thingy built next once the houses are up. I think all the resources are already here, so I guess we can turn that on so the resources do get delivered. It's going to be good. The barn is sort of a secondary thing, because we can still use the storage card. Eventually we're going to tear it down. But for now, we'll just keep this up. Right. This has all the resources it needs. Let's go start up the Fisherman. It's already late spring. And what we could do is we could also go for a hunter. If we wanted to. We'll remove these resources over here. Yeah, and you can see that every house has its inventory, so they have some food stored in there. And normally they also store some firewood, if there is any, so they can heat it up. Each family will have their own bit of food reserve. That's why our food storage looks like it's gone down, and we're in a precarious situation, when really we aren't. Things are fine. Things are okay. We're not starving. Yet. It can definitely happen. So, child has become an adult and is working as a laborer. That's good. We have a lot of building jobs, but we're not gonna really push that all that much. So this is actually there. Maybe we'll go for a second builder at least to get our building projects up and running. Could you stop going for the roads and actually do something useful? God damn it. Oi. Things need to happen. Come on. Yeah, good. Build the Fisherman. We've got a decent start. We're definitely going to need a woodcutter at all times. We have a very good amount of logs now, which also means that the building projects are going to move forward pretty well. We're going to start collecting all the stones from this area, so these building projects can happen super quickly, I hope. Right, so that's good. We're just immediately gonna put 4 fishermen in here. It's gonna be pretty important that we get some food in before the winter. So 4 fishermen, and then we'll try to get the woodcutter done. And that's gonna be that, I think. We could also put down a hunter over here. Maybe. There are some deers around, but it all costs resources, and we want to be fairly conservative with this, especially with the stone. What we can do is we can upgrade these houses to stone houses, so they need less heating. But it's pretty expensive to do that in the first bit of the game. There's still some argument to be made, because you'll be using less resources in the long run, but, you know, well. Okay, so we'll go ahead, we'll unlock the Gatherer's Hut, we'll unlock the Forester's Lodge. We're not going to unlock the houses, because for now, people can just move between this place. Okay, so we'll connect the whole area with our dirt road, and that'll connect the whole forest settlement with the rest of town. Okay, so that woodcutter, we're gonna go up to 500 fuel limit. So this person is, the whole day is just gonna consist of getting wood, chopping it down for firewood, and this is also a pretty good trading resource. Because wood is something that you can sustainably produce. When summer, we definitely need to have some more firewood. There's even a consideration to build a second firewood person, just to make sure that we have enough stored. But what people will do is just carry it to their house to have some firewood stored at all times. So even if we don't have a lot stored, it still means that people have something, I hope, unless we have these symbols. So, come on, more firewood. This place is really in a bad way. They have no firewood, they have no food. I'm sorry. I'm working on it. So they got some fish now. 1 unit of fish. Don't eat it all at once, I guess. Reserve of firewood is low. Yeah, no shit. So this is okay. We have 2 builders. We have some laborers. I think the laborers are first gonna build all the roads, which is a bit stupid. I guess we could increase the priority of things. Where's that? Priority, simulation speed. No, I think it's in orders. Remove structures. No, that's a removal thingy. Nope. That was a priority building thing. Town services. Tools and reports. Over here. So, increase priority. Could you not? Ah, we're getting a lot of laborers now. A lot of the kids that we have just become adults. That's nice. So yeah, come on, please. Go and build those gatherer huts. We need more stuffs. Make it happen. At least we have enough resources to probably put up those gatherer huts fairly quickly, I hope. And the Forester's Lodge as well. The Forester's Lodge is important because we need a steady supply of wood. One of the things that we can do to make this a lot better is by clearing out all this stone and all this iron. That'll allow for a much denser forest. Now, there was some controversy in the beginning of the game if just old forests are maybe better for gatherers and herbalists than just like newly forested things, because what you can do here is you can either cut or plant, and it's actually not a thing at all. So we'll maybe have 2 foresters here to cut and plant. I think at the moment we're still fine, so we're going to turn off the cut and we'll just mainly try to plant things. What we want to do is we're going to mark a lot of the stone here to be collected. I want to collect that out of the woods, get it out of these areas so we are actually able to plant more trees here. Now let's hope this gets done. Yeah, okay, getting there. Very good. And this will basically give us the very basics of what we need. We'll have a gatherer. Could probably start with the herbalist too. Great thing about the gatherers, as I said, is the food variety. Currently we're on a very, very bad diet with just fish. I mean, it's not the worst. I mean, the Japanese do it and they live very, very long lives. So definitely worse things that you can live off a mono diet of than fish, because it has all those good fats, it has protein. And it's definitely not going to kill you, but you probably want to be a little bit more conservative with that. You can see that the average health of our people is going down because we have no medicine. So that's not good. And they're also out in the cold, which increases their chance to have some problems here. So, right, gatherers. We'll probably want to have 2 gatherers. We're going to drop the amount of fishermen that we have. The gatherers are more important. The gatherers are actually more important than the other stuff. What we want to do is unlock this wooden house so that the people that work here can ideally also just live here. That's good. And we have the... well, it's autumn, but since we're in harsh climate conditions, if you had like a nice climb, you might still be able to plant things and all that, but for us, it's snowing in late autumn. That's just how we roll, I guess. What's on the card? Yeah, we're gonna have some problems with the coats very soon, so we definitely need to have a hunting lodge up very, very, very soon. Not 100% sure how the hunting did work. Do we need woods for it? It kind of seems safer to build it in the woods. Pasture, fishing dock, hunting cabin. But let's go ahead and plonk that down over here. The problem is every building that we build here is going to reduce the amount of woods that we have, but there's no helping. There's no helping that, so gotta make that happen. So here's the wooden house. It's gonna appear. We still have a decent amount of stone, and we're also collecting more stone out of the woods, which is good. Yeah, get that stone done. Get that done. It's looking good. And I think I have to end the episode here. I really don't want to go above 30 minutes just to keep my energy up for these episodes. So if you enjoyed this, you can definitely leave a like. Always helps out the series if you do that, because it pushes it up in search results. I hope you are enjoying the choice of my patrons. If you want to become a patron and support me and the channel and what I do, then there's a Patreon link in the description or in the end screen. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. Hope I see you for the next episode. Bye bye.